Hello everybody and welcome along to Season 3 of our manager's journey in the FIFA 20 career mode right here on 1920 Gaming. It is good to be back for another season. As you can see, we're still with Warsaw. If you saw the Season 2 review, you'll know that right at the end of that video I showed that we did keep our job. However, since pre-season's out the way now, we've got new players in, so it's a new fresh look for us. We're going to be playing a game today, the first game of the season, which is against Peterborough, who are one of the main protagonists from last season. So it's a really good chance for us to see whereabouts we are this season, where we could end up finishing up. I do also believe that the game is at home, where we were really strong last season. So that's something that I'm really keen to keep up this season. Now, as you can see in the background, I'm changing a few things around with the team. The original one that you will have saw as the screen came on was the one that we started the first game of pre-season with. But what I'm doing now is putting the first team together, the one that's going to start the first game, and probably majority of the games this season. So it gives us a good idea of where we're strong, where we're stronger than last season, if we are weaker anywhere, and where we've got to strengthen. Obviously, one area of strengthening again is going to be just the sheer numbers that we've got in the team. But we're going to need cash to do that, so that's going to be a work in progress. Now, I've been thinking why we've had some downtime from last season. Like what I want to do with this Warsaw team, where this part of our journey ends. And I think it ends when we get to the Premier League. I want to be the first guy that gets Warsaw into the top division. That's what legacy that I want to leave here. And then I'll consider moving on. We've set a goal this season for ourselves, which we will go further into as this video goes on. As you could see now, we've got a much pacier look about our backline, which is why we're now pushing ourselves further up the pitch with the idea of getting on the front foot a lot more than we did last season. I know it's going to expose us a little bit, balls through, balls over the top and so on and so forth, but I think we've got enough pace in the backline to cope with that now, so I'm comfortable if that does happen. And that is there. What you can see now is the team, the first team for this season. I think we look a lot stronger, in a lot better shape, and I think we should really be looking to get promoted this season. But again, we'll talk about that a little bit as the season goes on. In fact, what we're actually going to do now is just pop across to the office tab, and we're going to jump into the board objectives. And the youth development one again is a high priority one, and if you just quickly skim through that like I have just, they basically want us to sign 2 players who they want us to play either 5 or 10 matches once they've grown by 10 this season, and half the games next season, whether that be on the bench or in the team. So yeah, in a nutshell, we've got to sign 2 players, we've got to train them up to fit straight into the first team, which is in a way quite frustrating, but it's a high priority one, and we all know about how easy it is to get sacked on this year's FIFA, so we'll look at doing that, making no promises, but yeah, we'll have a good look at that one. And now we go on to financial, which we're not going to accomplish at all this season. You just saw the growth for that one. But while we are on this page, the goals that I've set myself this season will be to make better use of the first 10 games. That's the most important thing. Because looking back, being out the heat of the moment after going through game after game, and just looking back at the season after it finished in the couple of days off that we've had since then, the first 10 games I believe is where we lost the league this season, where I was messing about too much trying to get players in that didn't really fit the system, was trying to force things a little bit, trying to find places for Hardy to still play along with the new signings, and there was just a bit of a mess pre-season, bled over in a way into the competitive season, and we can't afford to be doing that again this season. We need to get off to a really quick, strong start. So yeah, we're looking to make better use of the first 10 games. We've already got a settled system. You saw me put the team together already, which I'm more than confident can get the job done this season. We want to stay successful at home. Obviously, we were unbeaten at home last season, collecting something like 63 points, which is really good. So really, we need to just continue what we were doing at home, but improve away is another target for this season. Again, I want to do better in the Cups, which shouldn't be too difficult because we were terrible in the Cups this season. Also, I want to win the leasing trophy again, because hopefully all things go well. It'll be the last chance we get at that one, because I do want to win the league this season. I don't just want to get promoted. I think we've got more than enough strength in the team to go ahead and win the league this season. So that's what we'll be looking to do there. And that's pretty much what I've set myself to do this season. As you can see now, we're looking at left backs, because I want to train Giles to be the first team left back this season, purely because of his pace, and we're playing such a high line. But obviously we've got Benning, who's got crucial first team in his contract, so he's not going to be too happy about playing on the bench or in the reserves while Giles is on the pitch, so probably be looking to move him on, to be honest. Away from that, what else have we got to think about here? I want to have a look at the youth academy. I think we need to see what's in there, see if there's anyone worth bringing up, or even anyone that needs to be gotten out of the way. Like Elliot Cook here as in goal, I think we can do better than his potential this season, so we'll go ahead and get rid of him. Ewan McCall, probably the same thing. I reckon we can do better, and we are really stacked in the wing positions at the moment, so there's no real need there. We'll keep that winger though, because he's only 15. I forgot what his name is. This is just the notifications. Obviously we won pre-season. I'm hoping that you'll have seen that, and that has given us a grand total of 13 million to spend this season. Obviously we don't need to be spending on the youth academy staff or anything like that this season, so we can further improve the squad. We'll look at doing some business in this window, and obviously we'll keep some for the January window as well. And talking about finances and transfers, we have had a couple of offers for players during pre-season. We had a 1.1 million offer for Lavery, which I just quietly laughed at and rejected. And also we had a 7.1 million for our youngster Ed Morgan, which I'm not going to be entertaining that at all. I still believe he's going to be a real special player for us in the future, and he'll be worth a lot more than that by the time he gets there. So what I'm going to do now, because we've covered pretty much everything, is start advancing towards the first game of the season, and I'll come back with it to you as soon as anything happens, such as this. We've now got all of the scout reports back for the left backs we were looking at, and there's a few there, as you can see. We've got Mawatsa, I think that's how you say his name, who looks really interesting. He's only 23 years old as well. I wouldn't mind having a look at him. I don't think we're probably not going to be... we could afford him, but it would be most of our money gone. This guy Teeny here, I would absolutely love to get him in the team, but I can't see him coming from Arsenal to us, and I don't think we'd afford him anyway. But with the English and Scottish contingent that we've got in the team, he would fit in really well. But there you see it, 19 million, we can't even afford that. Akimi, I just had him on there because I love that guy. This guy here, Carvajal, he could be quite interesting as well, and quite young, but again, being Premier League, I don't think we'd be able to get him. Not really interested in that guy we just got rid of, nor Lewis, to be honest. But Brandon Williams at 1.4 million, that's a lot cheaper than I was expecting. I'm really interested in this guy now, and I don't think he's someone who will be pushing for crucial first team, which is ideally what I'm looking for. So we're going to have a pop at trying to get him. Whether it'll happen or not, I don't know. We have changed up our manager's look, as you can see. His hair's grown a bit. And we've decided to go with a more casual look, considering we're still in the lower leagues at the moment. But yeah, that aside, let's try and get Brandon through the door. Maybe we can offer Benning in a swap deal for him. It'll take off quite a lot of his value, hopefully. But they're not interested. They want a striker, midfielder or a centre-half. None of which I'm willing to give away, to be honest. So we'll just offer the 1.4 million straight up. See what he's saying with that. Will he go for it? He wants an extra 100k, which for once we're in a position where that doesn't really matter. So we'll just accept that and we'll get that done. And if we can get the contract, we get Brandon through the door, which would be a nice addition to the squad. And then he comes now with his agent. He comes in and sees us in a nice t-shirt, jacket, jeans and trainers. I'm sure coming from United, that's a bit different than what he'd be used to. Well, we're going to go here with sporadic. He wants rotation, which is great. That's exactly what I want. Obviously, like I said, I want Giles to be the number one guy in that position. So he's accepted a 5-year contract as well, which again has surprised me a little bit. And considering some of the players we've got now, his wage is really not that bad, but we're still going to get rid of the appearance bonus, and he does accept that. So that was easier than expected. We've got Brandon Williams through the door. Obviously, Foster and Mensah will know him from both being at United. And we can now go straight ahead and put Ben in, like you've just seen, on the transfer list. And yeah, we're going to go through and give him a decent kit number there. I think we're getting Benning's number. So yeah, that's Brandon through the door. Okay then, so here we go, first game of the new season. All the new signings are in the team except for Brandon, who we've just signed. He'll no doubt be making an appearance later because I want to see what he's like. Plus also the press want to have him make his debut as well, so we'll get that out the way straight away. But yeah, it's our first game of the season. This time we want a good fast start. Obviously we lost to Portsmouth on the opening day of last season. We're not looking to let that happen again. We've got a much higher quality of player in the team now. So yeah, I'm feeling quietly confident, and that is a brilliant first touch from Ito in his first competitive game. He's found Morgan, but Morgan was on his wrong foot. That would have been a really nice start. But yeah, we want a nice and positive start to the season. Go into it with a good outlook, and we'll see if we can get the job done. We've kept nice possession so far in this half. We've got the ball with Hardy now. Lavery's just skipped past his man, and you cannot let him in like that. He beat his man beautifully. It's that combination that was so strong at the end of last season. The combination that's been so strong throughout this career mode. It's Hardy putting through Lavery this time. Lavery still had a bit of work to do. He had a man to beat, and then he still had to beat the keeper even after he'd done that. But he did it convincingly, both things. The first touch takes him away from the defender, and once he's through one-on-one with the keeper, there's only ever really going to be one outcome, and that is the ball slamming in the back of the net like it did just. And look what it means to everyone at Warsaw's ground here. It is Walsall 1, Peterborough 0, and that is the fast, positive start to the season that we were after. Hopefully we can build on this now, not let Peterborough strike back in. But yeah, that is a great start, and unfortunately Peterborough might be straight back in here as we're struggling to get this away. We've managed it though. Giles has just got to play it out now, and yeah, see if we can build on the lead that we've built. Now I've got to say, I was expecting a response from Peterborough. There might be one here actually. There is, and it is that guy again. He scores past us every single time that we play against these guys. He's done it again here. It was weak defending, which is worrying, because I think it was Fosu that he just shoved out the way. We'll get a closer look here. Pretty sure it is. He just skips past him, much like Lavery. Nice first touch. With him playing against us, when he gets through as well, there's only going to be one outcome. And that is 1-0. I was just about to say I was expecting some kind of response after we took the lead, and up until that point there really hadn't been one. We was controlling things nicely. We weren't really creating any chances as such, or hurting their goal, or even testing the keeper, but we had a lot of territory, a lot of the ball. But now we've got to start all over. It's 22 minutes in. We've already got the game back underway, and now we've got to start again, try and get the lead back that we just had. And we're doing quite well. We've not lost our focus after conceding that goal. We've kept the ball nicely. We could be in here with Morgan. Oh, that was on target. I really thought that was going in. How on earth does the keeper save that? We'll get a much better look at it here. It's a beautiful strike from Morgan. It is curling just towards the keeper, but that is a really good save. Can we score from the corner? We got Garcia whipping it in. It's headed clear. It's come to Moreno. It's back out to Garcia again, who tries to beat his man. Thinks better of it. Moreno could be in here. I thought he'd skip past his man, but he hadn't. And then I thought we'd got the rebound, and we did, but we lost it straight away, and Portsmouth play it away. And they're coming at us again now with only what will be their second tackle the whole first half. That guy there, Butler, just twisted Morgan inside and out. We just can't get our foot on the ball at the moment. Garcia's got it now, and that's beautiful vision and a great ball and a great bit of skill by Moreno. With 3-on-1 in attack here. This has got to be a goal, surely. It is a goal. It's Ito's first on his debut. The two new boys have linked up right before half time. That was a devastating counter-attack, and that's exactly what these guys were brought in for. We've got the pace with the quality. You saw that with how Marino beat his man. We'll see. We didn't get to see him beat his man. but he could have gone for Lavery here, which would have given the keeper a better chance of cutting out the cross, so he doesn't do it. Picks the right ball, he tells out at the back post to just tap into an empty net, and that is us right back in the lead just before half time. That's exactly what we needed. We've deserved it as well. We're in the lead on merit. We've been much better than Peterborough, and it's really good signs for the future. We've already set ourselves the task of winning the league this season, as we spoke about earlier. It's not just about promotion this season. I really do believe we've got the quality to go on mount to challenge and actually win the league. These first 10 games are going to be crucial. Like I mentioned earlier, we want to get 30 points if we can. I've not even looked who we're playing actually, but we really should be aiming to beat everyone this season. We are good enough to do it, and we're looking to add to the squad as well. And that takes us right through till half time. A really good first half performance. It's a shame we conceded, but other than that we did nothing else wrong at all. So let's get straight into the second half now, and Peterborough get the game underway. Yeah, if we can have a second half like the first half, we should get the points here, which is what we want. We've had a really good performance as another good positive as well. Portsmouth have really come out quick in the second half, but Morgan's played a nice ball up there. Lavery's got it. Hardy wants it put in through. Lavery's put it through for him. Can we get the third? That's a penalty surely. We've been brought down. The game's been stopped. Hardy was brought down. That should really have been a red card, I think, as well. I'm pretty sure he was the last man. And there you go. He just takes Hardy completely out, and it's actually a free kick. Wow, I genuinely thought that was a penalty, and we've wasted the free kick. I don't know why I decided to play it short there, but we've still got the ball here with Moreno and Morgan. We're just keeping it. We're playing really sensible stuff here, which is good to see. We've got Morgan there playing it through to Lavery again. It's blocked. Lavery's played it back to Moreno, and Moreno's put it in anyway. It was a long-winded way after the free kick, but we never relinquished the ball. We never gave it up. We recycled it quickly. We played it patiently. We finally got someone open, and both the new boys now have scored on their competitive debuts. Lavery does so well not just to smash the rebound back at the keeper again. He just waits until someone gets open. That man is Moreno. He's now off the mark. And we're 3-1 up, and this is a really good opening game for us so far. And that's well trapped back by Clark there to recycle that ball. And all of a sudden it's 3 against 1 here. We should be getting our next goal of the game here. It's Lavery, and of course, again, just like I said in the first half, once he gets one-on-one with the keeper, there's only ever going to be one outcome. This is probably, I would say, in all of the FIFAs that I've played, and there's been quite a few, that at this level, League 1, League 2, this guy has been probably the best finisher, natural finisher that I've used ever. He just never ever seems to miss when he gets through. That's his second of the season already, the competitive season. He did get some in pre-season as well. Same as Hardy. We are going to make some changes now. Why not? But yeah, they both got off the mark early in pre-season, and it looks to be a good start to the season for them. We've brought on Kinsella and Williams for Garcia and Giles, and I believe we replaced I think it was Moreno with Lorenzi, but just because I don't want him to become unhappy. And of course we're 4-1 up now with 15 minutes left. It shouldn't make much of a difference to the result, and as you can see there, the work rate of Lorenzi tackling and getting the ball back straight away. But yeah, 15 minutes now just to see the game out. You can see the confidence that we're moving the ball around with now, the way that we're playing. You got to remember that Peterborough for the longest time were up there for automatics last season. That's beautiful from Lorenzi already, and this time Lavery just missed just to prove me a liar. But yeah, they were right up there, Peterborough, last season for a lot of the season. We did struggle when we played against them early on last season, but You can see the difference in quality. Some of the players are still there, obviously, from last season, but the improvement in them and the players that we've put around them now, this is definitely a team based on this performance as well that should be looking no lower than a league win. And I'm hoping that that's what happens. We have got just 10 minutes of this game left. The end of this game will be the end of the episode. We've got Hardy in here, so I'll shut up for a minute. And of course, Hardy's on the score sheet as well. Of course he is. How wouldn't he be? This guy, again, like Lavery, has been absolutely immense in this whole journey that we've been on. They've been the best two players, and I mean head and shoulders above everybody else. But as I was just saying before, Hardy bangs his first goal of the competitive seasoning. Yeah, we should be looking no lower than first place this season. So yeah, we should be looking to the championship. But guys, when this game ends, the episode's going to end as well. I hope you have enjoyed it. I really do enjoy making these videos. It's more of it's more difficult to make them now with my hours being so much more than they used to be at work, but I'm still absolutely loving making them. The improvements that I wanted to make to the channel and the quality of the videos is taking longer than I expected, just because I don't really get time to sit there and make those improvements and research them and find out how to do them. They are coming, it's just going to take longer than I wanted it to. But as I always say, as well as the like and subscribe, there is a comment box below. Anything that you can suggest that would make the videos better, would make the commentary better, the visual look of it better, any suggestions at all are greatly welcome. As is constructive criticism, that is the end of the game as well. So I'm going to leave you with this one, guys. I would like to thank you for watching yet again. Like I said, any comments you've got, good or bad, as long as it's constructive, I don't mind, just leave them in the comments box. If you did enjoy it, please do like and subscribe, it would help a lot. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.